And guys, you're in for another treat at What's Your Art. So today's guest goes by the name of Anna Maria. She's an incredible editor, photographer, and a digital creator. She's also an inspiration and a powerhouse when it comes to empowering young women to express and share their story in the digital world. She also wants to be part of making change, especially when it comes to gender imbalance in the marketing and advertising world. Now, in this episode, Anna uncovers the importance of preparation, building a portfolio, and also gaining massive mass experience, which is the key and the gateway towards landing multiple opportunities and also defining your own success in that niche. There's so much to uncover, so enjoy this episode. Here we go. Welcome guys to another episode of What's Your Art. We got Anna Maria in the building. Now, she's a very special guest on the show. Now, we're taking a slight detour into now the marketing and the branding world of the creative side. So, she's an editor, photographer, and overall an amazing and incredible creative trying to make an impact in the digital world. So, Anna Maria, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. Thank you for the amazing introduction. I don't know what to say. Thank you. Thank you so much for allowing me to, speak and to share my thoughts on your platform.
So, I mean, look, we met at an event at Breaking Convention. We were together with a few other dancers. And then we were introducing ourselves and you were sharing what you were doing. I was pretty fascinating at the time because I was just getting started with my personal brand at the time. So I just wanted to really use this platform to break down and then really find out where did you find this passion to get into the digital world, and also the mission that you're trying to bring in as a female into the industry.
So it's funny that you mentioned, when we first met, because that was actually when I first filmed my first official video. One of the things about me is that I didn't actually study anything related to film or editing or media at university.
Yeah.
And I didn't study it in high school. I come from a science high school, and then I studied events management in university. So they're very different, industries. And even though when I was in high school, that was the first time I started and I learned how to edit, because I did a one summer internship at a advertising company. Yeah, and they taught me how to edit, just the basics, how to use softwares and stuff like that. And I said, I really love this. It's really interesting, but I kind of had my head set on business and just going kind of that direction. So I applied for business management and events management at the University of Surrey. Yeah, so I got in and I went there, I started studying, and then I was like, you know what, actually, that's not really for me. Because the thing was, I said, I'm gonna go do business, but on the side, I'm gonna still keep this passion of mine, because at that point it was just like a passion, a hobby, editing and photography and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna do it on the side. So I joined the different societies on campus that had to do with media and stuff like that. Yeah. And that's when I realized, I said, I just enjoy this a lot more. And I just thought it allowed me to be creative in a way that events didn't. And I'm not saying that you can be really creative with events. You can do so many interesting things, but it wasn't the creativity that I needed. I realized I was so much happier when I was making a video or when I was, doing a photo shoot or something. But I said, you know what, I'm just gonna keep doing my degree because it was a good degree. I learned a lot about business, about marketing, because it was kind of events management was kind of I don't know if that's the word, melting pot of things, business, tourism, finance, marketing.
Yeah, It was a lot in one.
Exactly, yeah. So I just said, I'm gonna keep doing this, but on the side, I'm just gonna work on this passion of mine, and maybe someday I will be able to, make it my job. That's how, this first video that when on the day that I met you happened. One of my housemates, He was part of the breakdancing society at Surrey.
Yeah.
Shout out to Surrey Breaksock. And I told my housemate, like, oh, that's really cool. Like, do you think I can, come and film you guys at some point? See what you're doing. I didn't even think I was gonna do a video. I was just like, I just want to film something cool, put and edit together. Much like you, I wanted to, because I knew Breaksock was really small and not a lot of people knew about it. So I was like, if I do this, it allows me to be creative, but it also allows me to, show these guys to more people, because they can use it to market themselves. They can put it on their social media. For me, I think art and what I do, I really want to draw attention to either big issues or just shine a light on people who are really talented, just like you. There's so many people that are out there and they're talented, but they don't have the either the tools or they don't really know where to start. And I always wanted to be able to help artists and show people, like, look, these guys are so talented, because it's such a waste, when there's so many good things happening and no one knows about it. I'm like, no, we need to.
My language. Exactly.
Yeah.
That's how I felt. So fast forward, you landed a job opportunity in the advertising world.
Once I discovered that, this is kind of what I want to do, I was just like, okay, I'm going to build myself a portfolio on the side. I was still doing uni, but then on my free time, I was just, finding stuff to edit, putting things together. And I was really lucky also to join the student magazine at Surrey. So shout out to Subcultured. They were a fashion magazine, and I became the videography assistant for them. Wow. So I was able to do some behind the scenes videos and some promotional films for them. Nice. And so my portfolio grew bigger. I made a website, which I think is a really important thing that you should do if you're thinking of becoming, being part of the digital arts kind of world, because it does show employers that you are passionate, but it's not just a hobby. You want to make it into something real. One of the more important things as well is making a lot of connections and knowing a lot of people, which is true in any industry, but really in the creative industry, it's really important to know people. Just to kind of see what other people are doing, where they're working, what kind of jobs there are. And so I was really interested in that. So one of my friends, Shelly, shout out to Shelly, she had my job before me. So she was studying digital media arts at Surrey. She was doing it as part of her placement year, and she did her placement year when I was in my final year. And I was like, that's so cool, and I said to her, like, maybe when you finish, because she was going to finish when I was going to graduate. So I was like, maybe when you finish, maybe you can put in a good word for me or something. So she did. They asked me for an interview. Wow. And I went to the interview, but basically they already had someone even before Shelly left. So they were like, you know what, we like you, but we already have someone. So maybe in the future, if we have this position open again, we'll let you know. So then this was in July last year. And then a month went by, another month went by. I was like, I'm never going to hear from them again. And then when I was on holiday, I get this email, and it was like destiny. I remember that moment exactly. I was in a souvenir shop in Gibraltar. And my phone vibrates. I take the phone out, I look at it, and I see an email from the studio manager. And she was like, oh, hey, how are you? Are you still, interested in this post? And I was like, oh my God, yes. So I emailed them, and they said, okay, we're going to offer you like a 1-month internship, because that's how it works with them. Like, they offer you 1 month, and then they extend it to 3 months. And then if they like you, they keep you longer. Right. So I was like, yeah. And it was perfect timing, because at the time when I went for the interview, I was actually doing marketing and social media for a small flower company. If you're really passionate about it, there's no moment when you just don't do it. And that was me. Like, I think you should always, if you're passionate about it, I was constantly looking, like, even when I was doing this internship, because I knew it was going to end at the end of the summer, I was like, I need to find something else. And I really need to look what is out there, how I can make my portfolio and my website look better for those kind of companies that I want to go for. So I think it's always interesting just doing, and obviously at the beginning you will do a lot of things for free. A lot of those people are, they're just starting out, or they're just, at the beginning. And I'm just that kind of person that obviously I can't be a hypocrite and say I'm not doing it for the money, because obviously you need to earn money, and it's amazing that you can earn money doing what you love. But you need to know who you're charging for what you're charging. Like, obviously if they can't afford it, I'm not going to charge them for this. And if I know there's something I'm passionate about, or they're amazing people, I'm going to do it for free. I don't, even if they want to pay me, like they can pay me however much they want, but I would still do it for free. Because a lot of people are like, well, I don't know, like no one's going to give me a job if I don't have experience. But what I kind of want to tell people is that anything is considered experience. And even if it's not perfect, because I look at my older videos, the ones that I did in university, I'm like, oh my god. But you need to start somewhere, and what they see is like, and you're at the beginning, you're it's normal for you not to be amazing at it. Now I'm working as a creative, my official title is junior creative at Dixon Baxi, and I'm so lucky to be able to work with them. Every day I'm just amazed that I can work with so many talented people and do amazing work with amazing company, with amazing people. It's just great. I love it. Not having a degree in it, but they saw that I was willing to work. But I truly believe that if you're the right kind of person and you find the right kind of company. So it's what I said, like I worked hard. I did it, I was doing both things. I was doing uni and this. But for me, to be fair, I loved it so much. It wasn't even, it didn't feel like a chore to me. It was amazing. I wanted to do it. So you need to show that you're passionate about it, and then you need to find people who will be able to see that and say, yes, this is someone we want to work with and we want to make better. And that's why I was really lucky to be able, and I am really lucky to be able to work with Dixon Baxi, because that's exactly what they do. It starts with you. You need to be the right person to begin with.
Wow, like you just dropped some gems, like the fact that people kind of have to like really take ownership. Now we have so many opportunities, especially coming from this situation that we're in now with the pandemic. Moving forward, we have all this time to research. I hope that people will have a different mindset, a mindset to really like accomplish things and really follow their passions, and really try and figure out how they can kind of like move forward with what they want to do, right? As a young creator, you have your own mission that you want to kind of bring in to the industry in itself. I just want to dig deep into that and find out what's that mission that you really want to like bring through
in the long run. I think there's a lot of things, because obviously now I'm just starting. You need to kind of become the best you can be before you can actually make a change. But one of the things that I want to do is bring to the surface a lot of things that a lot of people don't get to see. For example, one thing that I love to watch is documentaries, because it's amazing that there's so many things going on, and there's a lot of things going on in this world, and you just don't know about them. And then you see an amazing documentary about a specific thing, and you're like, wow, there's people doing this. And that's kind of how it started for me as well, with trying to show breaksalk, and that was like the beginning. But now I don't know, there's a lot of things I would wanna. One thing is about the gender imbalance, I think, in the digital industries, because what I want to just say, obviously, is I just don't want women to feel discouraged to be part of this industry, because I know sometimes it can feel intimidating stepping into a space or a company when there's more men. But it's not. We should do it because we're just as talented, and I'm sure if you're there, you're just as talented as everyone. And
Absolutely.
it's just a great thing.
There's no rules and there's no boundaries. So I think what you're doing is I think it's a great thing that you're doing. You're being a role model, and you're trying to bring in change to your industry, and really showing young women that don't be afraid. If you really love, if you want to do something, just go and do it. Don't be intimidated. Don't be afraid of anything. Just step forward and do it, because they're setting another example for the next wave of upcoming young creatives. It gives you a purpose to do what you do on top, and then represent the female digital creators as well, which is a great thing.
As you said, I think the main thing is, if you're passionate about it, just do it, and don't really care about what other people think, because obviously constructive criticism is good. Like, I've had my fair share, and I keep getting constructive criticism, and you need that in order to be better. And everyone just wants to be the best version of themselves, and especially in an industry as the creative industry, there's always more to do. There's always something new coming out. There's always a new way that you can do something that's been done a million times. So it's always good to be able to step out of your comfort zone and do stuff. And for that, you need to be brave, and you need to not think about what people are saying. And one of the things that I love about working at Dixon Baxi is that they embrace being wrong, in the sense that they want people to just express themselves, say whatever they think is good, and then they will filter that and we'll see what works and what doesn't. But don't be afraid to just express whatever you're thinking. And that's how all great ideas start, I think. Just being able to be in a creative environment.
You slowly touched on a little bit about the Netflix documentary. Now I'm curious to find out about your experience being part of that. How was it? How did that come about?
So that also came about with the help of one of the societies that I was part in at uni, which was Stack TV. I don't know if I already shouted them out, but shout out to Stack TV.
Let's do it. So a lot of shout outs going in here, so it's all good.
It's just because I'm really grateful, because I'm not gonna say I did it all by myself. I definitely didn't. I've had so many amazing people around me, so many great opportunities and people, and I just want them to get also the recognition that they deserve, because they're amazing. There's so many amazing people that have helped me to, get where I am now, and I'm just really grateful. So that's why I want to make sure that I got everyone. Sorry if I didn't get everyone. Basically, Lightbox Entertainment. They're the production company that was producing this documentary. It's on Netflix now. Check it out. It's called Tell Me Who I Am. It's a great documentary about two twins. One of them gets into an accident. He loses his memory, and then the other twin decides not to tell him about their family and about their past, and tells him for the first time on camera. So because there's quite a dark past there, so it's a great documentary. So they were in charge of producing it, and they were filming it in Surrey, in like this house that was often used as a set, because they were doing some reenactments for the documentary, and they needed like an older looking house. So they found one in Surrey. So they needed 2 runners for, I think we ended up going 3 or 4 days of shoot. So they messaged Stack TV, because they found out that they were the television, the student television on campus, and they were like, we need 2 runners. Is there anyone interested amongst you guys? So they posted it on Facebook, and my friend actually, Max, shout out to Max. I think he sent it to me, and he was like, oh my god, look, they're filming this documentary here. How about we both apply? So we both applied. It was right during exam season, but they were meant to start filming after my exams were finished. So I was like, I'm just gonna apply, because if it happens, then I will be able to do it. So we both applied, and the next day someone called us. And I think they were asking about like if we have any allergies, because there were going to be dogs on set. And they said something like, oh, there's going to be like 2 chihuahuas on set. Are you like allergic or something? And I was like, oh my God, chihuahuas are my favorite dog. And then, I hung up. I was like, oh my God, I hope I didn't, make a fool of myself. I hope I didn't seem like too keen or something. And they and they said, oh, we're just gonna email you with more details. We got the email the next day, and then we saw that only the 2 of us were runners. Because we didn't actually, I think at first we didn't know there was just gonna be 2 people. I think they just said we're looking for runners, so I saw it was just 2 of us, and I was like, oh my god, that's amazing, that we both got it. And then we saw the location of the house was like literally 20 minutes from our house. There's a funny story within that as well, because I don't know, actually it might have been like half an hour walk, so we were like, oh, it's fine, we can just walk. But the problem was it was like on a, not a highway, but like on a kind of like a bigger street that didn't have any like sidewalk.
Right.
So we were meant to start at like 6 a.m. and this was in like February or January.
Okay.
I think it was January. And it was really dark in that morning, and we literally almost died trying to make it to because there was no sidewalk, so we had to go on like the street, but it was pitch black, and we kept seeing like, oh my god, if he's gonna see this, he still hates me for that. Yeah, and then obviously we got Ubers after that.
Yeah. Oh wow, so it was 6 o'clock in the morning every single day.
Yeah, so I think it was 6. Yeah, we had to be there at 6, but it was really okay. So yeah, sorry, I just get really like lost in details. So we both got it, and we were supposed to go on our first day. We went there, got there at 6 a.m., almost died. And then when we got there, everyone was like super nice. We got breakfast. They made like this English breakfast, but every day they kind of like switched it up, and it was just amazing. So yeah, we just used to have our breakfast, and then we did different things. Like obviously we had to like show keep people out of like specific portions, help out with like, you know, the usual like coffees and stuff. And then but one of the fun things was that they actually needed some extras, so me and Max both ended up being extras in the film. But I think, I mean, you can't really see because it was like we had masks on at some point, and then at the other point it was dark. The only thing you can see is Max's arm at the beginning. That's all. And we know it's his arm, so we were like, oh my god, your arm is famous. And yeah, but we got our name in the credits, and it was great. It was amazing.
That's a great.
Yeah, it was an amazing. Sorry.
That's a great experience.
It was great. Everyone was super nice, and it was the first time I was on a set for an actual documentary, for an actual production. And you know, I was nervous, but everyone was just so nice. It was the first time like using walkie-talkies, and like people were like, oh, come here, do this and stuff. But it was really cool. Honestly, like it was great. And it's to this day one of the best. That's also when I knew. I was like, I just enjoy this so much. Like usually I wouldn't like waking up at 6 a.m. or well, actually like at 5, but I want to because I know it's going to be an amazing day on set, and I'm going to be doing great things. And you know, the people that were working then, like the audio guy, I remember he worked on so many documentaries because for like 20-30 years, and the experience that he had and the stories that he told us, it was just great. And I knew I want to do this. I want to be able to experience all of this and be part of the making of something bigger. And yeah, it's just great that it is such a, I think that's what it is actually. It's such a powerful tool. Editing and, you know, filming, like making a film, making a video, it's such a powerful tool because you can literally make or break something. The way you edit something can make something seem good, or it can make something seem bad, and you can have the same thing, but it's just the way you edit it. And I think that's why it's so much power, and I want to use that power for good. You know, I want to use it to you know, expose, I guess it's a pretty hard word, but just, you know, show things that wouldn't necessarily be shown. And you know, I'm really passionate about the environment and stuff about you know, different things that are happening at the moment. And you know, you watch so many documentaries about horrible things that are happening, and if those people didn't, I mean, maybe even risk their lives to be able to get those information, you wouldn't have known about those things that are happening. Yeah, so it's an incredible tool, and that's why I think you know, if you're gonna do this, there's a responsibility, and you need to use it to do something good.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't know.
Like hearing about your experience and, you know, the way you're talking about it, you know, getting up at 5 o'clock, the thrill, you love it, and slowly things are falling into place in terms of what you want to do and what you want to represent. And again, finding different opportunities within the role, like getting on set and getting your name on the credits on a Netflix documentary, that's a great goal. And again, for you, I think sky's the limit. Amazing things will come to you if you just let things flow, and you just trust that process.
I completely agree.
I
think you don't need to stress about it, because there was a time where I was stressed about it because I was like, I don't have a degree. What am I going to do? No one's going to take me seriously. Like, I'm doing those films for they're not big, there's nothing amazing, but it's fine. You're at the beginning. You don't have to make, an Avengers film. You don't have to make, you need to, there is a process, as you said, and you take it step by step, and you start somewhere, you build on that. The important thing is just build on it and try to get, more and more experience, do better and better at what you're doing. And then you will be able to get where you want. And you won't even realize, because you will, unconsciously use the things that you need for you to be able to get where you need to be, as long as you just do it and you're honest about it. I think that's one of the important things. You're just honest. That's what you want to do, and that's your kind of calling. I don't want to sound cheesy, sorry, but it's
what it is. It's just trusting yourself. Don't worry about what people have to say about you. You just do your thing and just move forward, and things will come your way. Have patience, though. You gotta have patience. It's gonna come to you tomorrow, and you're gonna have bumpy roads along the way. You just gotta have patience. Stick to what you believe, and really don't be afraid to express what you believe in. And that's like my kind of like my thing moving forward.
Yeah, definitely.
So Anna.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I completely 100% agree.
So I've got one question for you. One more question before we wrap up.
Yeah.
What impact would you like to leave on this earth with what you do?
It's kind of the same. I just want to know that I used what I do in order to make a positive difference in the world. And I used, my skills and, editing, photography to, make a positive difference in the way that I know I helped to make something better.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means. I don't know what it would be. You know what I mean? I just want to be able to say that, I made a positive change, and anything was better. Being it that, I helped someone, become a better version of themselves, or I inspired someone to do something, or, maybe bigger things. Maybe I will be able to work on like some bigger production or something big that will, in the long run, have a positive impact on the world. I don't know, but I just want to be able to say that I did something good for the world. And I don't know, I just made a positive change, and I helped people or a cause or something. I don't know, but I just want to be able to help. Like, I think that's it. I just want to be able to help.
Yeah, I think you said it. Like anything that you can do to bring in a change to the world. Yeah. Anything. There's no rules, no regulations. Just you coming in, you being at service, and then making change. And I think that change will come. You will know that change when it's the right time. You will know exactly what you're going to bring to the table. But I just want to say thank you so much for joining me and joining the documentary series. Like, seriously, it was really good, and it's just amazing to see how much passion you have for what you do, and how determined you are in terms of following your heart and really working on that mission. And I just wish you all the best and all the luck in the world to make that happen. And thanks for joining. This is what's
Thank you so much.
Take care. All the description links will be down below, so you can check it out later. But peace and out from What's Your Art. Peace.